So pile number one, we are gonna look at how does your boss see you and what does your boss think about you and your performance or whatever that is going to pop up in this reading. It's a general reading, so only take what resonates here. It's honestly too many cards, but we are taking them. Alright, so what am I getting here? Pile number one. So for some of you, you could be like the new hire within this company. And this boss of yours could be somebody that is like a lot older than you. Something that I'm picking up on here as well is that this boss of yours, pile number one, they might see some similarities within you that reminds them of who they were when they were younger, or like when they were new to this company, is what I'm getting. You and your boss honestly could like look alike. Like you could have similar traits, is what I'm getting. There's something about you, according to this boss, that makes you stand out here compared to like the other employees, is what I'm getting, pile number one. And I feel like your boss, for some reason, are very drawn to you or like very focused on you. For some of you, I feel like this boss could like see the potential within you and see like the potential of growth when it comes to you and your like presence within this company. I feel like this boss of yours, they could feel like you honestly compliment them. So for some of you, this boss of yours is somebody that's like very cold. Like she could be, if your boss is a woman, she's like the ice queen, is what I'm hearing. She could have like a resting bitch face as well for some of you. And I feel like this boss of yours, they could see you as somebody who's like totally opposite. So somebody that is like very light, and you could have a very light aura around you as well. You could be very happy-go-lucky. You bring in this very light-hearted energy into this environment, into this company around your boss, is what I'm getting. And you come in with this playful energy. And I'm getting like, even if your boss might have not like straight out, you know, said this to you, but even if there's some differences between you two regarding that, I feel like this boss of yours, they honestly appreciate the warmth. Alright, so pile number one, the video got cut off due to low storage, but we're gonna pull some tarot cards anyway, so got a bunch of cards here. I don't know how many cards it is. All right, we're taking all of these. I feel like this boss of yours, they see you as somebody who's like able to transform within this workplace. They also recognize you as somebody who's like a hard worker, somebody who's very dedicated to details. They think that you are somebody who could be like almost like a perfectionist here, which they consider to be a very, very good trait within you and within this company. Because I don't know what you are working with, but for many of you, I feel like the work that you do requires a lot of focus on details. And I can see here that this is some traits that this boss of yours really appreciates, whether this is like a female or a male boss, or you've been working with this company for a long time or not. And as I was saying, there is this ability to transform. I feel like your boss, the boss of yours, they could see that your work have the possibility here to transform something within this company, especially if you have been doing some kind of independent work. So this boss is like, they see a lot of potential within you. I feel like this boss of yours, there could be some sneaky energy that is like around you, and this boss of yours sees that you don't pay attention to that. Like you don't pay no mind to like the drama. Maybe you are the type of person who like stay out of like workplace drama and like a workplace politic stuff as well. I feel like this boss of yours sees that you are somebody who is like not going to participate in that, and I feel like this boss of yours, they do appreciate that quality. It's almost like you are a person who is like within this company protecting your peace, and it shows. It makes it possible for you to have a very good time within this company. Yeah, I feel like this boss of yours, they also see you as somebody who is willing to like work hard, and they recognize that you have this passion and this fire within you. And like whenever you have like set your mind into something or like wanting to achieve a specific outcome, you could bring in this very stubborn energy, which is like this boss of yours, really, they really like that. I'm also getting here, you know, with the Seven of Swords. Maybe this boss of yours were a little bit sneaky towards you in the past. Maybe they did something. Or this boss of yours could recognize that you have this like possibility of being a little bit sneaky. Coming in with this jokester energy. You know who the Joker is? Like, he has a very interesting sense of humor in his approaches. I don't know if y'all have seen Batman or the Joker movie. I think it's like an independent movie. Check that out and you will understand what I mean when I say he has like a very specific humor in his approaches. So I don't know, there could be something about you. Like y'all could be a very intelligent person, and if for some of you, this boss of you could see you as somebody who has like this comedian type of personality here as well. And I don't know, there's something about this approach that you have that is also telling them that you're very intelligent here, pile number one. But yeah, I feel like this boss of yours, they even though you are like a very happy person, and most of the time like you stay out of the drama is what I'm getting, and like you prefer to have like a good time within this workplace, this boss of yours, they really appreciate that you are able to decide and discern when it's like playtime and when it's like fight time and go time. Because I feel like whenever this boss of yours have seen you focus on something or like wanting to achieve something, they have witnessed something amazing within you. They have seen this like very ruthless behavior where you are willing to fight off anything or anybody that is like standing in the way for you to achieve your goals, is what I'm getting. I mean, the Knight of Swords, like he's ruthless. He is, you know, he can even be a little bit like manipulative. So I don't know. There is, you know, something about you that has this immersed strength and power whenever you set your focus into something. I just want to say here, like the overall cards and the overall energy that I'm getting from this is that this boss of yours, they see a lot of potential within you. And as I said in the beginning of this reading, this boss of yours, they recognize some of the traits that you have within themselves. So I don't know, there's something about you that is like making you really stand out towards this boss, is what I'm getting here, pile number one. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna finish off here. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, so pile number two, we are gonna draw some cards and look at what does your boss think about you and how do they see you. And it's a general reading, so take what resonates. There's like too many cards that is coming out. Alright, so pile number two. Before we pull some tarot cards, I just want to speak on these cards. I feel like this boss of yours, pile number two, could see you as somebody who is, I want to say, attractive. This person find not only like your physical appearance to be very attractive, but I'm also getting like your behavior, your personality is very attracting to this person. I feel like this boss of yours as well, they recognize that you have some traits here within you, pile number two, that has the ability to attract a lot of people. I don't know if it's your sense of humor, or if it's like your demeanor, or whatever. It's a mix here between being very joyful and happy, but not being like a people pleaser. I feel like this boss of yours, as I said, they see you as somebody who is attractive. Now, I'm not, you know, because we haven't pulled any tarot cards yet, so I cannot say for sure if this boss of yours is like romantic and interested. Maybe that will come up when we do the tarot cards, but for now on, I'm just getting like there is some recognition here within your beauty. I feel like this boss of yours, they can find you to have a very interesting face. I don't know if you're like the face card of this company, or maybe they recognize that you would be like a good face card. of this company. I feel like this boss of yours, like whenever they are around you, they actually study your face. They like watching your face and like your face movements. I don't know what y'all are working with here, pie number 2, but all right. We're gonna pull some tarot cards and see. That's too many cards. You know what I'm also getting here? I just gotta say this before I pull some cards. I feel like this boss of yours think of you as somebody who's like exotic, and they appreciate having this energy within this company. I feel like it's a good like addition to the team. You're charming as well, is what I'm picking up on. All right, we're gonna pull some cards. Ten of Swords. King of Cups. 6 of Pentacles. 3 of Wands. And we also have the Hierophant. So for some of you, you could have left this company or this boss is what I'm picking up on here. For others of you, y'all might be considering moving away from this company and from this boss. If you have left this company, I feel like this boss of yours, they miss you because you were such a like interesting piece in this puzzle that this boss of yours is like trying to build. I feel like for many of you, this boss of yours, they could see that you have this star quality about you. And maybe this boss of yours is thinking of you as somebody who recognized this company as a company who would like dim their light a little bit. I feel like a lot of you have this potential to speak to like a broader audience, reach out to like a bigger audience or whatever you were working with. And you weren't just able to really do that within this company is what I'm getting. 3 of Wands. I feel like this boss of yours, they see you as, whether you have left this company or you are planning on leaving this company, I feel like this boss of yours has recognized you as somebody who has a very futuristic approach. Like you have visions for your life and long-term visions. And I feel like this boss of yours find that to be very beautiful. If you have been dealing with business and like management, and especially if it's like financial management here, I feel like this boss of yours, they look at you as somebody who's like a very good business person, very good at making deals with people, very good at like managing the financial aspects within them. They see you as somebody who's like, as I said, a very good worker. You're able to attract a lot of people. Smart business person. We even had like the wise leadership. So I feel like this boss of yours, they recognize you as somebody who's like a good leader, a good business person here. I had the King of Cups, which is like interesting because I feel like this boss of yours, they see you as somebody who has this blend between being a very good business person but still being very down to earth. You know, the King of Cups, he is somebody who is very earthly and like he's very down to earth. And it's almost like he is existing in the world, but he is not letting like the world shape him into whoever the world is wanting him to be, you know. And I feel like you had this very good blend of being a good business person but not letting it affect you and your personality, like it didn't take over you. I feel like as well here, pile number two, maybe y'all were in need for some kind of transition or transformation in your life. And or they could see you as somebody who has like a inner calling for something that is like bigger than what this company or this boss has to offer, is what I'm getting. And if you haven't left this company, I feel like this boss of yours is like thinking about when you are going to leave this company, because they can suspect that you are going to do that quite soon or in the future somewhere. And it's due to you trying to like get to a better place, is what I'm getting. And like, as I said, reach your full potential, because as I said, I feel like I'm repeating myself, which is not good. So we are gonna pull some more tarot cards. We had the Nine of Pentacles, and we had the Queen of Pentacles, and we also had the Eight of Pentacles here. I mean, these are very significant cards in this reading. So I feel like this boss of yours, they see you as somebody who is able to work hard for something and put in a lot of effort and a lot of time into reaching some kind of mastery and perfection into something. I feel like this boss of yours, they see you as somebody who's like very abundant and very materially blessed in this life. And as I said, they are recognizing you as somebody who's like very good at attracting finances and attracting money and opportunities as well, as what I'm getting. This boss of yours, they could also see you as somebody who likes to live and indulge in life. They see you as somebody who has a very good life in general, a very comfortable life. There could be something like about the way you dress as well that like goes to show that you are somebody who nurtures yourself. Maybe this boss of yours really appreciate the way that you do your makeup and the way that you dress, especially if you work like in the office. I feel like this boss of yours really appreciate that. But we do have the Queen of Pentacles, like she's on top of stuff. And I feel like this boss of yours, they see you as somebody who's like on top of shit here. You have the ability to get stuff done. And I feel like you do it in a very regal and a very like nice way. And it's charming. As I said, for some of you, it's charming. Your boss, they see you as somebody who's like very charming. Yeah, I feel like this boss of yours, they recognize you as somebody who likes to live a good life and indulge in life. Maybe you don't overwork yourself as well, is what I'm getting. And it shows. Like y'all could be, even if like whenever you work, you could be working very hard and you can be very focused, but like maybe you do take some time off where you're just, you know, relaxing. And I feel like this boss of yours, they appreciate that because they understand that in order for somebody to have like a long-term success, there needs to be some pauses here and there. You know, you can't just go at it all the time. Or maybe you can, but I don't know what like the quality of the work would be. Either way, pile number 2, I'm gonna finish off here. I hope you enjoyed it. Pile number 3, we are gonna look at what does your boss think about you and how do they see you. And it's a general reading, so take what resonates. Divine wisdom, water. We did get like a 3rd card here, so I'm gonna take that. And we have ambition. Wow, pile number 3. This is a very interesting energy, and it's a very powerful energy. It's almost to a point where whenever I saw these cards, I get goosebumps here. I feel like this boss of yours, they see you as somebody who has a very, very high EQ. So emotional intelligence. And you have this knowledge and this wisdom within you that is definitely very unique and definitely makes this boss value you. I don't know what you have showed this boss or what you have communicated to this boss, but I'm getting like whatever you have presented, because some of y'all have presented something recently. This boss of yours, they were picking up on these details. How wise you are. Y'all, some of y'all could have a very open third eye chakra, I mean. Which means that, you know, the knowledge that you have, pile number 3, is not normal knowledge. It's not knowledge that is like accessible to everybody, or not like just like a random person doesn't just have this kind of knowledge. I feel like this boss of yours, they look at you as somebody who's like a divine being. For some of you, y'all could be like a water sign here, so Pisces or Cancer or Scorpio. There could be some level of intimidation here from your boss, and it's not because they are afraid to be overpowered, because that's not the energy that I'm picking up on here. I feel like this boss of yours, they are afraid of you looking at them, because if you have this very open 3rd eye, you know, chakra going on, whenever you look at somebody, it's almost like you're able to see straight through people. And I feel like this boss of yours, sometimes they could be a little bit afraid of that. There's something about your eyes here, pile number 3. Whenever you put your eyes on something, whenever you look into something, you see a lot of stuff, is what I'm getting. And it's something that this boss of yours, they recognize this as a very unique trait, but they are also a little bit like intimidated by that. Yeah, for others of you, it's not that deep, but for many of you, it actually is. But for some of you, if you don't resonate with that, what I'm getting here is that this boss of yours, they see you as somebody who is emotional intelligence, and you use it to your advantage, is what I'm getting. You could be a very ambitious person. If you told this boss of yours about your goals in your vision, where you want to go in life. This boss was like, okay, so there has to be something very special about pile number 3 if they are wanting to achieve that in life, or something like that is what I'm picking up on here. We're gonna pull some tarot cards. For the High Priestess. King of Swords, 8 of Cups, and 7 of Cups. I feel like this boss of yours, pile number 3, they see you as somebody who's going places. Y'all are going places, is what I'm hearing. I feel like this boss of yours, they are happy that you are working with them. They feel special. They feel blessed that you are working with them. This boss of yours, they could also see you as somebody who has like a life path. You have something to achieve in life. And it shows in the way that you operate in this life, is what I'm getting. Some of y'all, y'all could be very high vibrational people, and that's something that this boss of yours has recognized. There is almost like this protected energy that is like around you. Maybe this boss of yours, they've seen you get out of situations where other people have had to like deal with consequences, but you have been like just walking through this situation without any consequences, is what I'm getting. I feel like this boss of yours, as I said, they see you as somebody who is very protected in life. High Priestess, as I was saying, they see you as somebody who has a lot of knowledge, but they don't really understand where this knowledge is like coming from. Maybe this boss of yours, they could be thinking that you have some kind of cheat code in life, but they recognize you as somebody who's a very unique employee, a very unique person, somebody who has like a higher purpose in life. They see that you have a lot of options and you can choose like a lot of different directions in life. Maybe there was a situation that played out between you and your boss where you had to choose something, and I feel like this boss of yours were like able to sit and like observe your decision making skills here and how you like manage through those kind of situations. And I feel like this boss of yours were like very impressed. Because they saw how good discernment you had. And that's something that this boss of yours is like appreciating. We're the King of Swords. It speaks about this intimidation here as well. There is something about your energy and your demeanor here as well that is very like up there. There is something about your appearance that like screams to this boss that you're meant for something bigger. And it makes this boss of yours wanting to like treat you in a different way compared to other people is what I'm getting. Because usually, you know, when you approach a King of Swords, you know that you can't approach them with like no nonsense or like bullshit. Like, you gotta come correctly towards this Swords energy. And I feel like this boss of yours, they recognize that. And they also recognize that you don't deal with any kind of like bullshit. 8 of Cups. I feel like this boss of yours, they could be a little bit afraid that you are going to leave this company. And whenever you are going to leave, like, you're gonna do it like in a sneaky way. Because the 8 of Cups, it's the energy of somebody who's like sneaking away during nighttime. So, you know, the next day when people wake up, everybody would just realize that pie number 3 isn't here anymore. So I feel like there could be something about that this boss of yours is like afraid of. As I said, y'all are a divine being here. I don't know what industry you are working in or like what kind of calling that you have, but you definitely have some kind of calling here in life. And this boss of yours is recognizing that, which is interesting because I do get here that for some of you, your boss, him or herself, has some spiritual wisdom about them, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to recognize this energy, because they see your divinity here, how divine you are as a human and how vibrational. Sometimes dealing with you, I feel like this boss of yours, they can see you as somebody who's like misplaced within this company, especially if you are this high vibrational person, because they're like, they see that nobody else around you is like thinking and behaving the way that you are. All right, I'm gonna pull some more cards here and see. And the 5 of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. So I feel like this boss of yours, maybe there was some kind of situation between you and your boss, or your boss witnessed you together with other people where this boss recognized that you were somebody who's like capable of standing up for yourself a little bit, or like biting back is what I'm getting. There could be like a very competitive energy within this company where employees are like competing with each other. And I feel like there is this energy of, even though you are working within this company, this boss of yours sees that there is not really any type of competition when it comes to you. And it's like you are a person who's not like in there to compete with other people. You're there to do your job. And it makes you stand out and it makes you shine. I feel like there's something here as well, like there could have been situations where your boss recognized, like in times of chaos or in times of uncertainties here as well, you are the person who is almost like the guiding light for other people. So while other people are like roaming around, not really knowing what to do or how to behave or how to, you know, what actions to take, you were the person who had like a clear vision and a clear mind, and you knew exactly which actions to take is what I'm getting. Interesting. Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this boss of yours, they see you as somebody who is willing to bring the fire, bring the passion, bring the charisma into things. They like that. For some of you, it could even be this energy of this boss finding your passion for life to be interesting and perhaps even sexy. But I'm not getting like that this boss is like romantically, you know, interested, but they just recognize that, you know, you have some traits within you that is like attractive. Anyway, pile number 3, I'm gonna finish off here. I hope you enjoyed